Welcome back to the Wood and Metal Basement. Just a little update on what's been going on around here and why I haven't done any videos, which I'm sorry for. It's been just a hectic month and a half. My father passed away and I've had to deal with all his stuff and taking care of his estate. And then on top of that, he was my mother's primary caregiver, and we had to get her into a memory care facility. And until I could get her in someplace safe, I had to be her primary caregiver and be with her most of the time and keep an eye on her because she's got dementia, and it's a sad thing to see. This is the second time I've had to go through this. My grandmother had it as well, her mother, and not an easy thing to deal with. And I'm still feeling some guilt about dropping my mom off in a home full of strangers, and but she seems to really like the place, and she's happy there, and the staff are very nice. I've been in there at different times of the day and for meals and stuff, and everything seems to be going really well. It's not cheap, but you know what? You do what you have to for your parents. Family comes first. And then we had a little quick 6-day vacation. Actually got Mom moved in on Wednesday, and we left for vacation at 4 a.m. on Thursday. So we left Duluth here and cut across Minnesota, across North Dakota to Billings, Montana, where we stopped for the night, and got up early the next morning and drove the rest of the way to Spokane, Washington. Went to the wedding on Saturday, and got up Sunday morning and headed back east. We went to Big Timber, Montana, where my wife met up with one of her high school friends. We had dinner with them and nice conversation, and then the youngest son and I went back to the hotel and crashed while my wife hung out at the bar with her friends and got caught up with them a little bit more. And then got up in the morning and we went to Yellowstone. And I highly recommend, if you get the chance to drive through Yellowstone, go drive. I highly recommend that if you get the chance to go to Yellowstone and drive through and see the geysers and the buffalo and all the other wildlife and just the beautiful scenery, do so. It's just a wonderful, wonderful drive. We came in the north entrance and we left out through the east entrance and went through Cody, Wyoming, and stopped, and I guess we didn't stop, we stopped for gas in Cody, and then we went on to Graybull, Wyoming, and took US 14 from there and cut through the mountains. And I would drive that road any day of the week except for in the wintertime. Twisty, turny, rocks falling in the road on the way up, and there's a beautiful way station with just a gorgeous waterfall, which we stopped at and spent a few minutes looking around at and got some pictures. And then we worked our way all the way through the mountains, and coming down the other side, it is a blast. I was really impressed with how my wife's GMC Terrain handled the road. You got a pretty steep descent, quite a few of them, and a ton of switchbacks, and it's twisty, turny, and the brakes held up fine. Didn't have any brake fade or really any notice of that coming down the mountain. Got as far as Gillette, Wyoming, spent the night there. Went on to the next day. We got up early and headed out, and we hit Deadwood, South Dakota, and spent about half an hour to an hour there. Not much going on that early in the morning. We were there just after 9 a.m. and not a whole lot going on, but our youngest son had never been there before. Two older ones had, and so spent a few minutes there, a little time there, looking around, seeing some of the famous sites, and then we drove on to Mount Rushmore, and got to Mount Rushmore, and spent a couple hours there looking at the heads. And that's not pretty much all you can do. We watched the movies and read the plaques, and we had buffalo burgers for lunch, and took off from there and drove the rest of the way home, all the way across South Dakota with a quick stop at Wall Drug, and then on to Minnesota, cut across Minnesota on a diagonal back to Duluth. Yeah, so it was a good trip. when we got back, then it was time to pack up my parents' apartment and get that taken care of. And planned on having Thursday, Friday, Saturday to do that. Thursday went great until we got back to the shop, and we stopped at the little gas station grocery store to pick up some dinner, and walked out, and truck's peeing all over the ground. So lost the water pump. It was somewhat expected. It's been squeaking for about a week, and I was hoping to put it off till I got the move done. But so Friday, I ended up spending the whole day waiting for parts and working on the truck. Of course, I didn't have another vehicle at the shop that I could drive. Well, I guess I did, but I didn't know it. I didn't think I had keys with me for one of the vehicles that's sitting there that's insured, and I didn't think I had those keys with me because I wasn't planning on using it. And evidently they were there. Found that out the last weekend. And so I moved on to got the water pump replaced Friday afternoon. And so that shot Friday for what was supposed to be our packing day. My youngest son and I were supposed to go back and do all the sorting and packing. So Saturday turned into just a packing and moving frenzy. And hauled one load back on Saturday, and then went back Sunday morning, finished packing up the few things that needed to be packed up and loading the truck and trailer, and headed back. So now the shop is full of all my parents' things. The whole parking bay is pretty much packed with stuff from their apartment. The original plan was for my son and I to spend that Friday sorting and running stuff to donate, but since we couldn't do that, we just turned it into a packing, and my wife and I have gone through all the boxes. Your daughter's calling you. Wants to see what... Hello? Hey, I'm in the middle of making a video. What's up? Alright, bye-bye. Sorry about that. Daughter called to update me on what's going on in her life. So, got everything packed up. It's in the garage. My wife and I spent a day going through all the boxes again and getting stuff ready to donate that I already hadn't had sorted out. And so now we've got to spread the stuff out to where it's going. Some of the kitchen stuff's going to the kids. Some of the furniture's coming to my house. And some of the furniture and stuff is staying at the lake place, so we can use it there. So shop will be cleaned up soon, so we'll be back. That's actually going to happen on Saturday. I believe we're going to clean out the shop. So that's where we are on that. And we got some projects coming up in the shop and other projects at the lake that you guys might be interested in. I'm probably going to take you fishing so we can go out and nail some crappies and have a fish fry. Last fall we started on our 3-season porch to, well, it was a screen porch with snow damage. Took down part of the roof, so we tore the screen porch off. Redid some of the boards on the deck and started framing up for a 3-season porch. So we're going to be doing that this summer, coming up here soon. And we got the Ford Ranger. We'll be back on the Ford Ranger. Got to do the front bumper, front shocks, and now front brakes. So we'll be having some video of that. I am shooting this on my new camera, or say new to me camera. I went and picked up out yesterday, and I poking around the pawn shop, and I found this. My wife had okayed me getting a new camera, but I was poking around at the pawn shop and found this Canon EOS T5. And it's one of the ones that I was on my list, and I went ahead and picked it up, a little less than $300 from the pawn shop, and everything works great. And it did come with a real telephoto lens, not one of those little kit lenses that kind of fakes telephoto. It's a real telephoto lens. So got that, and all the accessories were with it, so I felt good about that. The only thing it didn't have was an owner's manual, but a couple minutes on the internet, I had a PDF directly from Canon on the owner's manual. Tomorrow, I'm actually picking up a Canon T5i. which has the flip out screen so you can see what you're recording, and has a few other features that the T5 doesn't have. I had already found this one on Craigslist, already talked to the guy, said if it's in good shape I'll take it. And so I'm actually going to get 2 used cameras for the price of 1 new camera. I can live with that. And that's about where we're at. So we'll catch you in the next video. If you like what you saw here today and the old videos, please hit the subscribe button. And any comments you'd like to leave, I'd be happy to see them. So we'll catch you in the next video.